One, it's Kathy Schmitt, the Backyard Stamper, and tonight is Thursday, which means I am crafting my stash. So tonight I plan to show you the cards that I am making, well, the people are making at my class on Saturday. So I do in-person classes and online classes. So Saturday I have an in-person class and it meets from 10 to 12 for the first session and um, uh, 1 to 3 for the afternoon session. Gosh, I can't talk. So I still have a couple spots. So if you would like to join me, please send me an email and you can find it in the link below of my email address. Okay, so I'm not 100% all together because I just was running around. I lost one of my dies. I couldn't find it. So we'll see how this all goes. Because you know how that is, right? Okay, so let me flip the camera. I'll show you the cards we're gonna make. All right, so we've got these three. This one's in plastic because it's one of my samples. So I do this for my class, and we're making a whole bunch, different different cards with the Nutcracker, uh, the Nutcrackers tag kit and some other doodads. So I'm going to show you how we make this, and they also get to make a tag. And then this card is really cute, and there's a lot of dimension there, and Winkastella, which the camera doesn't do a good job of picking up. But that one is really cute. And then this one I didn't finish because I'm not sure I like it. So we have to maybe make this one together, guys. All right. Well, I kind of like it, but um, I'm just not sure if I like that blue hat. Probably not. So I'll probably go back to red. So let me just sort of get started here. Let me clean off my work surface. I have embossing powder all over the place because I spilled it when I was trying to hurry up. So, okay. All right. My goodness. See, how you doing? Your YouTube name changed, so okay. So when you come to my class, you get a card kit like this. And what I do is I charge $15 for my class with an option to make a second set for only $5 more. So that's a pretty good deal. And if you place a $35 order or more in my at my class, then you get the class for free. So yay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do this card first. So I just picked a random design. Everybody's gonna get something different. And so let me separate all my pieces. This is for the envelope flap. Hey Stephanie, hey Ian. And let's see here. I've got I've got the tag pieces. So basically a person's going to get two pieces to make the either the tag or the card with. So they can decide what they want to make for each. So this guy goes like this, and you can tell the color of the tag is the outline color of the Nutcracker. So that's how I put them together. They come as a kit, and you have all your greetings and some little doodads here like that. Okay, so those are my two Nutcrackers. So I think I am going to make, let me look at my designs. I think I am going to make this guy here for my card tonight, and this one will be my tag. So let me show you how we make the tag first, because that's the easy part. Hey Stephanie, nice to see you. Thanks for hopping on. All right, so you've got, and there's a little tiny, let's see here. All right, I got a little tiny thing I got to poke out here. There it goes. Two pieces to poke out. So there we go. I do have, I think, one or two of these tag kits still available. So anybody that comes to my class, if they like this, they can purchase right on the spot. All right. So I said this guy is our tag, right? Sure. That's what I'm going with. Okay. So to do the tags, they have the little pokey holes at the top. And to make it like the directions in the kit, which are right here. So it looks like this. They give you the black string, or yeah, string, baker's twine. All right, so I've got that. So first of all, I'm gonna pop my pieces up so the guy is dressed and ready to go. So let's see here. I think I have some small dimensionals here, but if not, we'll just cut some in half. I apologize for just kind of being a little discombobulated. I feel like I have my head cut off. Oh, yes. I think I ordered six of these tag kits because I knew I was going to do a class. So, and everybody that comes gets two tags. So a kit has 12 tags in it. And I usually prep um, about 25 kits. So that's 50 tags right there. So 50, yeah. So I had 72. So I think I have, maybe I only have, I think I got 8 kits. Okay. I got to concentrate here because I'm already feeling like, what? All right. So see how you just put the pieces right over, and these all come in the kit. Everything's ready to go. So easy. And then we're going to do our twine, and I'm just going to cut a length. Oh, I got to get my ribbon scissors. These are my cardboard scissors. Okay, so the title of tonight's video said the Christmas tags and more card class for December, but I just realized that like 15 minutes before, and that was one of the reasons I was just a little bit discombobulated because I didn't want that to be tonight. So I just put it on Sunday, but it's really it's probably not going to be a live. It's probably just going to be a recording, but we'll figure that out. Okay. So I always put my loop from the front to the back and then bring that over the front. And that way you get the nice little loop like that in the front. And that looks pretty good. So now I have my tags, and I've got my big believe in the magic of Christmas. And I'm going to kind of off center that a little bit. And then you can stamp your to from on the back. So this is just for fun. It can be a tree decoration. It can be, you know, coworker fun. And I'm just going to put a dimensional somewhere on my tag and put my guy a little sideways so you can see that beautiful tag behind. Stephanie says she sent one to her granddaughter in Washington to make, and she'll probably mail another one to a different granddaughter in Florida. So that's great. Yes, they were out of stock and they're not back yet, but they're coming in, right, Steph? Okay, so I'm gonna put the tail of the loopy swoopy so that I'm not hiding the wreath. And so that's gonna be my tag. Isn't that fun? All right, so there's my tag. The easy part is done. Let's see what we need to do next. So the next part is this is Shy Shamrock. Isn't that a fun color for Christmas? And I took the colors right from the kit. So Shy Shamrock was one of the colors, and I haven't really used this in color as much because I think it's the name Shamrock, you know, throws me off thinking St. Patrick's Day. So, all right, this white piece is going to go inside. My little piece is going to go on there. This big piece is going to go on the outside. So we'll go ahead and take that down. And stamp my white before I stick it in case I've got to do the flip. So let me just put that with my envelope. I've got a piece for my envelope flap. So then I have that. Now this is going to be embossed with, what is it? Here it is. This is I cut the arch out with our arches die cut, or dies, everyday arches. These are so great. I love them, and they will never, ever leave my stash. Okay, so then, oh, I have it up here. Yes. So this is the embossing folder. It's the hybrid one. So there's a die that cuts out all of these words as you're embossing it. And I've shown a video on that before. But tonight we're just going to use the embosser. And remember, the part that says Stampin' Up is the top. So that will be the raised part. And you just put it in wherever you want. I like that little ho 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 at the top. And let's see here, like that. I'm trying to get these words here on the side too. Okay, so let me put that down. Now I got to grab my machine, so hold tight. Where that die went. So, that's going to bother me. All right, so let's put this. I just got to move this in a little bit. Okay, got my big boss. While I'm doing this, I just want to remind everybody about the Black Friday sale. It is going to be amazing, and they are offering 40% off of the blends. That's right, blends, which are the coloring markers, the alcohol markers that we use, and also ink bundles, which I'm not sure if those are the ink pads or if that includes the refills. So I'm just repositioning this because I got it out of order here. And wanted the ho ho ho. So I'm putting it back like that. Okay. So it's at the very tippy of my. So when you do a thick 3D embossing, it's plate 1 and plate 4. Just make sure your sides are in all the way. Otherwise it rubs and they can damage the die. I mean, not the die, the folder. Let me just say hi. I got Susie and Stephanie and Anne. I know my mom's watching. Hi, Mom. My mom came over today to help me stuff the rest of the packages for my class on Saturday. So I love it when she comes over to help me. And we listen to music. Sometimes we watch a movie while she's doing that, but we just listen to really nice music. It was a great afternoon, wasn't it, Mom? Okay, and hi, Cindy. Okay, so all right, so now I have my let me grab my sample again so I don't get distracted. Let's see here. Which guy is it? It's this guy here. Okay. So here's my guy. I'm just looking to see where I put this piece here. And I am going to grab my glue as well. I don't know where anything is on my desk. If you saw my desk, you would be horrified. It was clean when my mom was here because that's the spot she uses to sort my stuff. And then as the minute she left, it got piled with junk again. Not junk, but my stuff. I feel like I just move stuff from one table to the next. All right, so now let me put my guy's face together too. I used liquid glue on that because when you have embossing, it helps hold it better. Isn't that pretty? There. And I have to thank Cindy. She's on here tonight. Um, Cindy's card art because she gave me the idea for this card. Oh, I just found my die. Oh, yay. Whew. Okay. Okay, that's great. Great news. All right, I'm looking for a dimensional. That's what I'm looking for. Whew. Let's see here. I need a dimensional for my guy's beard. And I'm going to just put this on his face because that makes it easier so I can see where it goes. And I'll put one there. All right, so his hat goes over the other hat. So what they did was they had punch out pieces that go over the piece there. And then by adding the second layer, it makes it very three-dimensional, which is pretty cool. So see how that adds that dimension on his face? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to measure my tag. I should have done that before I cut it off, but that's okay because I am going to, let me think here, if I push that in, I'm going to just use this outside edge, and I came in a little farther, and I'm going to use that outside edge, and I'm just going to trim off like so. Don't throw that piece away either. That makes a great present on a card. In fact, we'll use that inside. Okay, and then I'm going to just slide it back so that this piece is lined up with the outside corner, like so. Okay, and that is going to get popped up. Yep, popped up. I have to look because I made these cards a couple weeks ago. I have been so busy trying to get some work done ahead of time, so I don't have to worry about anything while I'm trying to recover from my surgery, which is on Monday. And this way I'll know my stuff is ready for when I'm able to pick it back up. Okay. So I just lined that outside edge up, and I think I got it straight, but it doesn't look straight to me. So let's fix it. We'll fix it there. So I have that. So I took the tag and just cut off that little piece. And then I'm going to put my guy right over it. Now this part here already has a pop-up underneath it. So he's just going to get tape there, but everywhere else I'm going to put the pop dots. So when I have, here's a tip for you. When I have a piece that needs to bridge, so I'm going to have tape here and a dimensional on each side. I put the dimensionals on the 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 piece that's not that I I don't it's stuck in my throat. No, I put the dimensional on the card instead of on the tag. And then I oh my gosh. And then I'm going to just add some dimensionals to his top. Oh my god. That just really struck me as funny because my throat, my words were stuck in my throat. Okay. It's back surgery, Stephanie. So, gonna have a little fusion done. So then after Monday, I will set off the airport um, dingers because I'll have metal in my back. All right. So, my guy's looking pretty good, don't you think? Don't you love that card? And it's so easy. So far, I haven't done any stamping. So now I'm just going to have my for you, and I can put it really anywhere. I want his hand to show a little. So I'm going to, and I'm going to just pop this up. I'm going for it. I'm putting it here because just what I just said. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue on this side. Make sure I'm in the camera there. For some reason, it's really high. I might adjust it, but I don't want to make you guys dizzy. There. Just for you. Isn't that great? Now, let me just move this a smidge. Okay, and I can bring it back down. Okay, so I just need to do a little bow, and for that I have this garden green and white chevron ribbon, and it's 1/8 of an inch wide, so it's pretty easy to tie a bow. Just pretend it's a shoelace. And there you go. Just like that, and you can make it kind of a puffy one if you want. I'm just going to do a baby bow because all I'm really using this for is to cover up where the dot is for the black hole. So I'm just going to put a glue dot there and put a little um, a baby bow there. I'm going to put a glue dot a little on top of that circle and a little bit underneath it too, so that if that circle pops out, my glue dot is still being held. Like so. There. Like that. Okay, so my outside of the card is done. And for my inside, what I have is I have a variety of stamps. I thought this one would be cute because he is jolly, huh? And my Poppy Parade because that's the other card that we're going to be. Some people will get Shy Shamrock, some people will get Poppy Parade. It depended on their designer paper because I did like a little mix and match. Okay, so let's see here. This was really juicy. So let me just make sure. So see how I'm seasoning the stamp? That my first stamp was very blotchy and now it's nice. So let's go ahead and use that. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Love it. And I have a clean chamois that I washed and brought in and put it somewhere. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so let me just, anything with red, I wipe off right away. And because otherwise it tends to get all over me. All right. So the Poppy Parade is the same as this color here. This is not real red, so that's why I wanted to use Poppy Parade. And then I have a little baby strip. I'm gonna put my little clip back on, my ribbon, and I have a baby strip that I'm gonna put down here. I love using these extra pieces because when you cut your paper, whether it's 6 by 6 or 12 by 12, and you're cutting for a front layer like this one is, that's 4 inches by 5 1/4. So if it's a 6 inch piece, this is the 3/4 that you have left over. So it makes the perfect, I'm going to scoot that to the bottom. It makes the perfect little accent piece. Otherwise, what are you going to do with 100 of these strips? So I'm using my Stampin' Seal to tape that down. And this card will be done, but we should do the envelope too. So here's my two guys, and I've got my envelope flap, and I like to use the glue for the flap when I'm doing a flap because it allows me to push the paper if I need to, if you're quick. So I'm just putting it right up against the fold of the envelope, like so. See, there's the fold. I can push it a little bit closer. And then I flip it over and rub from this side. And that way, if I have any oozing, it's going to be here and not on my paper. That's another little tip for you. Hey, Mom, Ann says to tell you hi. You'll see her Saturday because she's coming down from Vermont for the class. Yay! All right, so then I'm just, now you just need to trim the excess off. And you're going to have a nice card with a little cute envelope, and whoever is the receiver will know there's something special in the card when they see that fun envelope. So there you go. There's my card and my tag. Pretty cute, huh? All right, let me switch my gears here and move some stuff so that I have my next card. Let's see here. So the way I do my classes is I have this bin and I put all my pieces that I need in my bin that the people are gonna have, and the bin sits on the table. So I will have my stamps, the ink pad. These are extras that I bring down in case somebody needs extras. I have the dies that I used, but this doesn't stay in the box. An example of the embossing, a full sheet, and then I leave these up on my display table, but I throw them in the box as I'm working so that I know I have everything. And I've got all these baby dimensionals, and instead of cutting, I could have used those and glue dots. So because this came out of a kit, you got mini dimensionals and the glue dots. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one there. Let me put my stamp, my pad in there. Okay, so this one is ready to get put away again. Just set that down. And the nice thing about using those bins is as you're making your cards to get ready to when I'm making my card samples, I have an empty bin and I have a clean desk, believe it or not. And what I do is I use my products and put them right in the bin. So at the end, I have nothing on my table and everything I use to make my samples is in the bin. And that's how I try to remember. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Look at, I just found my little poinsettia. Let's put that somewhere fun. Let's see here. That looks funny there. Let's see here. Where can we put you, Mr. Poinsettia? How about over here? How about like that? I think that looks good. Let me put a dimensional on that. And I just got those bins at Target. I'm going to put it kind of like that. So it's inside the card. Don't forget, you got to have them inside the card. Or I could have it like there. It covers so much of my... All right, I'm going with my first choice, which was above the Y. Why, you say? Because that's where I want it. Oh, put it inside? Okay. Let me peel off my little dimensionals now that I just put on. Yes, this belongs inside. You are right. Yes, the trays stack. So as I get them ready and they're full, I take them out of my craft room, and I put them on the kitchen table so that on Saturday morning, I take my stack downstairs. Oh, that looks sweet. Thanks, Cindy. There. I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna just set these guys off to the side for a minute and I'll bring it back in. All right, our next card. Where's my sample for my next card? Right here. My sample for this one. Now this uses the Christmas Tags and More paper. And I love that paper. One of the reasons I like it is you get 8 of the same sheet. So for a class, this is perfect because I don't have to worry about, oh, I only have 2 sheets. How am I going to get that many? I don't want to have to buy 40 packs of paper for 2 sheets. Okay, so I'm just going to fold my cardstock. It's Garden Green, 8.5 by 5.5, folded and burnished at 4.25. This is my white for the inside. Oh, look it, I got a bonus. Yay, I always like having an extra. So it's like that. And then I have my pieces. Now, some are long and some are short because that's how I wanted them. So I'm going to do a little dry fit. So I have just enough room for a little tiny bit of green showing. So you do one long and one short on each of my papers. And this one here, I need to just trim a smidge because I can see a little bit from the piece that was next to it. So this is what you call a smidge, kind of like an eyelash. Okay, so now I don't see that red, and that's going to go down here. Okay, so now I'm going to not glue. I am going to tape because I'm going to emboss this whole thing. And if you use glue, sometimes the embossing pressure will make that glue come out. And I'm just setting them. I'm not patting them down yet. So I can lift if I need to, but I'm just trying to make sure I got them straight and I have about the same margin between my papers. Got a little piece right there. Trimmer was got like a piece of fuzz. That's the other thing that's going to be on sale, guys. The trimmer and the blades. Holy smokes. Because I know I go through my blades like crazy. And I use them until they're like so far gone. It's terrible. But that's because I don't want to have to part with my money to replace them until I absolutely have to. All right, so there's my pieces. And you know, it's okay, but to me it was a little boring. So I thought, well, let's see what it looks like. There's another sample. Of course, I put it underneath everything. The Forever Plaid 3D embossing. And then I cut all my green paper and realized afterwards that the fold was supposed to go like this. And that would have made putting it in the embossing folder a lot easier. However, don't despair because it will still work. What you have to do is remember the Stampin' Up logo goes on top. Then you just fit. You're looking for your fold line. And I'm going to put it so there's a little bit of space right at the very edge of this folder. So I am going to look at the folder. I'm going to put my fold line just a smidge, the end of the embossing folder, just a smidge past the fold line. And I'm going to make sure that all my sides are in, which they are. And then let me put that down. So you still have to follow the same rule about the hinge goes first. So it's just going to look a little funny because, oops, that's the right way. It's going to look a little funny. Let me put this away because, okay. Because you're going to have this plate number 1 and plate number 4. So you're going to have this section here is where the hinge is. So that's going to go in. See, it's already coming out the other side. So, and my card is here. So, and that's okay. Totally fine. Now I made my, everything's crooked now. So hold on. I feel like I'm having trouble talking and chewing gum, but I'm not chewing gum, so that is the problem. Okay, so I've got it in. I'm going to put my plate 4 down and crank it through. Always put your helping hand on the top. You just want to make sure your folder is not showing on your sides, and that way you won't damage the folder. All right, get this guy out of the way. Sorry for the noise. All right. So there's my piece. Doesn't that look great with the embossing? Much better than plain. So now I'm going to refold it because I kind of messed up my fold line just a little bit. And what I like to do is not use my bone folder where I've embossed, but do it on the other side. And see, by going past, you can't even, you can just barely see it. But even if it shows a little bit of embossing on the back, who cares? All right, so that's my front. I love the way that texture looks. Now I've got a little tag from Nested Essentials Dies, and I've got Real Red, and I've got from Traditional Labels, the Merry Christmas and Just for You. I love this Just for You because it's vertical, and that I'm always looking for vertical ones. So I've got just for you. You know what? Let me test it. Because that's what I tell them in class. Stamp on your practice paper. All right. That one looks good. Then I'm just going to come down on top and hope for the best. There you go. Now let me just get, as remember what I said about anything red? So this one is real red. The other one was Poppy Parade. And while I've got the ink open, let me just do my inside. This is one of the cards my mom helped stuff the envelopes for. I already had all these pieces in, but she had to put the white and the green in for me, which was a huge help. Alrighty. The thing I love about this stamp set is your words can almost not be crooked because it works so good. With the cursive that's loopy and swoopy. So very hard to get it crooked. So for me, that's a bonus, right? We put those in. I'm doing such a good job of cleaning up as I go, you guys. Anybody that knows me will be shocked. All right, let's pop this up and we will have card number 2 is almost complete. So I am going to put my dimensionals on the back, and then Stephanie says she has 10 of my trays that I use, and she loves them because they stack, and that is the exact reason why I love them. So I got that popped up, and then let me put this inside. Okay. Do, do, do. Very nice. And then I have these bunch of doodads. So I punched out a bunch of doodads from the Tags and More. It's got, you know, all of those. See what I mean about it could be a present? Isn't that cute? So, um, but you got all these little doodads here, and they can pick what they want for it. And I think I'm just going to do, well, I don't know what I'm going to do here. Let's see. I'm just going to do a little sprig like so. I think that looks great. I have that. Let's put it so that it's straight. I have that on the inside. And then I'm going to add a little bling bling using the traditional sparkling sequins. And let's see. Oh, you know what I like to do? I like to, where's the pick your pick? I like to put a dot where the um the dot on the eye is. Isn't that cute? So there's one, and now I got to put some on the outside. Let's do one of those up here, like so. And then we'll just put some random green and red ones around. Let's see, let's do another green. We'll do a green over here, and I need another red. Okay, we'll put a red right there. Like so. And then what really dresses this card up is the Weka Stella. Hi, Debbie. Thanks for coming on. So when you put the Weka Stella, I just go all over, and it really just adds so much to this card. like so. There. So we've got our Just For You, Merry Christmas. I think this is Edelweiss, right? Is that plant? Anyways, so there you go. Do you like the green dot or the red dot on the eye? Oh, you know what? I also have my leftover foam shimmer star foam stars shimmer star foam stickers. Yes, we know they're stars, Kathy. Okay, and I'm going to use the white. Oh, I don't have a tree on this card. So anybody that has a tree on their card is going to have the foam sticker for their star. See how it makes it look nice? All right, so you guys don't mind which one it is. So you know what? That tells me my people can check. They can decide, so that's good. So now that's great because now I have a different sample. So this one had a tree, this one had stockings. These two had ornaments, but this one doesn't. So see how it's a little bit random? And that's what makes these cards fun. So now I have my samples all made for my class as well. So let me put these away. Actually, I need these out for just a minute because we're gonna use those on our gingerbread. Okay, now let's see what we can do with this gingerbread card. Because like I said, I was not very happy with it. But we'll see. Let's give it a whirl and see if we can do better. Put my stuff away. Box. Here's my tray. It's going away. Let's leave my card here though, so that we can show you guys. And I cleaned off my stamps and I've got my red. So I'm in good shape. Okay, now here comes the hard part. Oh, I got to put my embossing folder in there too. That forever plaid, that is forever a favorite. Okay, so let's see. We're going to try to do some embossing. Let's just see if I can do it this time without making a big mess all over my table. Okay, so when you die cut your gingerbread, you get a big piece like this. So the last time we had um my last class, we had a card that we used the folded gingerbread man and he opened and he had a secret message inside. But this time I'm going to have him just use a single. So in order to get the single, you have to chop off the arm. So you just whoop. Okay, so I'm cutting where the fold line is, and that doesn't look very pretty, but we have a doodad to put on there. So I'm just going to slightly round it. I'm not going to worry about it because my doodad covers. So, and then one guy has a broken left arm and one guy has a broken right arm. So look at the size of that die. I love it. But you know what's really nice is you can um, cut like 2 sheets at one time. So you get like 4 when you cut them apart. Okay, let me put this up here where my other card is so we can take a picture after. All right, let's see here. So let's not do that part yet. Let's do this part. So I've got a thick basic white base. And when you do a long fold like this is 4¼ by 11. You have to score. Sometimes I don't score when I'm doing the 8½ by 5, but you have to score if you go in this way because it's against the grain of the paper. And if you don't score it, you will get your paper will crack and look pretty gnarly. All right, let me get some of this stuff out of the way. Okay. Oh boy, with white embossing powder. Stephanie said she embossed 16 Where were you? You should have been over here. All right, we're going to use garden green, and we're going to use this new stamp called Lovely Linen for you. And lasting linen. That's lovely too, don't you think? Oh, how nice. Stephanie says she embossed 16 of the gingerbread and then made a wreath with 8 of them. That's awesome. So this is my my stamp, the lovely linen. Lasting, lovely lasting linen. um, what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to leave it on the plastic that it came on. All I did was take the top flimsy plastic off, this piece here. I'll take that off, okay? Then I'm going to take one of my old style pads and I'm just dragging it across my stamp. We used to have a wooden linen um, background stamp, which actually just sold on my auction. So, but I knew that they were coming out with this, but I really wanted the new one because it is easier when you can see what you're doing. Okay, so now I just take my piece of green, garden green, lay it on top, and I'm going to give it a back rub. I'm going to put my sheet of paper over and give it a back rub. Apparently I used this piece earlier because there's the line. And what is nice is the stamp is slightly larger than the piece of paper. So you get the excess on the outside, which means I can handle the stamp without getting green all over. So see, just enough to have it be different. So here's one that isn't texturized. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. And so I thought that looked nice. I didn't want to do too fancy because this is all about the embossing. So let me go ahead and attach this. I don't do heat embossing very often in my classes because it gets a little noisy when you have a lot of people, which I tend to. And I don't know, I just, always am thinking about the noise level. And then what you can do to clean that linen off is just take your chamois and give it a nice wipe down. You can even leave it on the plastic and run it under the water, the sink, which I'll probably do after my class, but during the class, the people just need to do this and that'll be fine. And while you're at it, you can wipe any green off that you get on your hands. Oops. Put that in my chamois case instead of. All right. Lasting lovely linen is getting put away. All right, so now I've got my gingerbread. So now what I need to do is I've got to get my embossing Versamark, and I've got my tray for embossing powder. And let me see if I have a better Versamark. This one seemed a little dry. This one is a little dirty. Let's see. Ooh, this is pristine. This looks grand. Okay, so what I did was I had this curly Q on there. So I either have to, so I think I'm going to leave the curly Q, but take the hat off because where's my sample at? This was part of the problem is I can't fit the hat on and still show the curly Q. So I'm going to show the curly Q because it's all about the embossing this time. Yes, I'm going to use this present. That's right. I can use it right on this card. So I'm taking my Versamark and I'm inking up my stamp. And I call this the invisible ink. You really can't see it yet. I had a piece of dirt on my guy's arm. You know, that was probably there before because I had a spot that didn't emboss. So, okay. So I've got that nice and lathered up. And then I'm going to take my big guy. This is the only problem. It is large, but see how it just fits? You just come right down on top of your gingerbread. Right down on top. And give it a good press all around. Don't move it while you're pressing. I tell people always keep your helping hand on your stamp and use your other hand to like thumb press. So something should always be holding the stamp. All right, let's see what we got. There's my invisible ink. Now, if I were to just let that dry, it would keep that color but lighten quite a bit. So, but I don't want to, if I want that color, I could just stamp it in um, pecan pie, right? So I'm going to dump my white embossing powder. This embossing powder is quite old, but you know what? So am I. And we both still work. So I flick it from the back. So this, what's nice about this is I got a nice area to hold my finger, right? And then anywhere you didn't get very well, let me just, I smudged that up on the top. See? Just like so. Doesn't that look fun? Oh my gosh, wait until you see the magic of embossing. Right. Let me just, so here's a hot tip. Do not try to emboss with loose powder in front of you. Go poof all over the place. All right, I've got my Versamark closed up. Now I need a pair of tweezers. Yeah, I got a pair right here. And so where I'm going to hold this card is where my doodad's going to go because that's his broken arm. So sorry for the noise. Ooh, look at it going shiny. See the difference where it's embossed and where it's not embossed? It's very shiny where it's embossed and it's very powdery because the powder hasn't melted. Okay, so sorry for the noise, but I really wanted you guys to see the wonder and magic of embossing. Isn't that spectacular? So there's my little gingerbread guy. I'm so happy already. Poor girl, right? So I'm not going to worry about the hat. We're just going to put the gingy here. See, no matter what, you still get embossing. powder on. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use to cover up my hand. And I had this piece here I was going to cut out of my sparkle paper. I'm going to do that. And then I've got these that I can use for my buttons. So I am going to use, well, you can use anything you want. You can use, let's see what the blue looks like. I'm going to use the red. Whoops. And we're going to put 2 buttons in sparkly red. And this paper is also sparkly red, so that'll tie in nicely. Okay, so I have to grab my cut and emboss machine again. This time I need the whole shebang on my plates, though. Plate number 1, plate number 2, which is the thin die adapter or shim. There's a 3, and then I have a clean 3 for the top. So what I'm going to do is just put my little sparkly thing there. And because the embossing will take my people a little bit of time, I'm just going to leave this card kind of simple. And that way they can have the fun of embossing without having to try to do it all. The reason I threw that is because sometimes when they're stuck, you bounce them on the table and they come out. Doesn't that look like fun? So then I'm just going to glue that in there, and I got a peppermint. Here's my glue. Some adhesives are also going to be on sale on that Black Friday. And Black Friday for Stampin' Up! Does not mean the day after Thanksgiving. I'm just saying. This sale starts on Tuesday, the 24th, midnight Mountain Time, which would be 2 a.m. my time. And I'm telling you, if you want those blends, or the cutting blades for 40% off, you're going to have to get up in the middle of the night. So sorry. I got a little bit of glue oozing. So the other tip I have for you about when you're gluing is if you set your things just down and not like press them right away, then it gives that chance for the glue to kind of not be oozy when you do press. So yeah, that's my other tip. So I'm going to put this like right here, see, and it covers my broken arm. Now I got to figure out what to do at the bottom. And the stamps in the stamp set are very cute. I have to find the stamp set. Oh, I got it. I got it. So this is the one that we did. This is another one I did. And I just had Baking Spirits Bright, but I stamped it with the pecan pie. And there's a sparkle gem, but I didn't do sparkly paper, which I like that so much. Woo. Okay. So I think I'm going to still do, I think I want to just do Baking Spirits Bright again. And that's okay, because I'm going to do sugar and spice on the inside. Or I can just use a Merry Christmas stamp. I know 2 of my customers bought the gingerbread bundle last time, so I like to show how they can use this. So even though this card is a little similar to the one we did before, It's same but different because we embossed. All right, I'm gonna pop this up. That's called multi popping at the same time when you put 5 on your hand. The shimmer white foam stars would be cute on the green background. Yes, I like that. Instead of instead of these kind of dots though, Cindy says. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to kind of tip them to the right just because I think that looks cute. And then I'm going to put this up. I'm also going to pop this up. So when you have, see how I have his arm is broken? I want to make sure my pop dot is not over that piece because otherwise it will really be leaning. So I'm just going to go like that. I think that looks so cute. Now see, you can't even tell he had a broken arm. All right. Now I need my saying and I have scraps galore for that. Oh, I got them right here. Right here, I saved these strips from when I'm cutting my layering for the inside. And we need ink. Oh, I'm gonna have to use the garden green because my reds are in use on the other tables. So let me see if I need a different green than this though, because this is the old style. We'll see how well that stamps. Perfect, huh? Oh my gosh. Okay, and then you know how I like to do my little trim? I just do like that and like that. And oh, isn't that cute? I'm gonna go this way with my baking spirits bright. And I know it's a lot of green on this card, but it's okay because I'm going to add some sparklies around the outside. Okay, so let's, now remember what I said, I'm gonna pop this up. So you have to decide, since this one's popped up, I'm gonna pop this all the way up. So I'm going to put my dimensionals on him, her, and put my baking spirits bright. I'm gonna go a little to the left, just so it's not all lined up, right? Looking good, right? And then I'm gonna have these, I have a lot of these gems, so I'm gonna go ahead and just scatter some, and this is where they can use some of these other colors, like the gold, the blue. Yeah, I like that. And some green, do that. We'll just scatter a bunch down here. And then I want one in the middle. What do I want? Do I want a red? That would be kind of cute. Yes, I like that because it finishes that center. It doesn't even look like it's on there. What a perfect match that is. Now we know what they cut our sequins from is the glimmer paper. Okay, so that's my outside of the card. Now for the inside. Let's do I want to just do Merry Christmas? Nope, I'm going to do sugar and spice and everything nice, just like I did the last time. Last time meaning our last class. Nobody's going to complain that it's not like the same person's going to get both cards, right? Oops. Okay, so let's put that on. Well, you guys really helped me figure out my card because I really wasn't happy with the first one. I had sugar and spice and everything nice. And we're going to put that present here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. who said that? Oh, in Rain Man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I didn't stamp it all the way. Let me see if I can get it over the top, or I'll have to do a little fixer. Woo! So if anybody ever says, I don't like photopolymer stamps, that's when you say, well, Kathy does, because I would not be able to have done that with a wooden stamp or the red rubber stamp. All right, now I still need something down here, so I can either do this present, but I don't really know if I like that. What I was gonna do was do the gumdrops. That would be kind of fun. And I think I'm gonna do them in, what about, what color? Maybe in the pool party, because we've got the pool party dots. Are those pool party or balmy blue? It doesn't say. I think they actually are balmy blue. Let's test it and see if we like the gumdrops in blue. I'm just like, I just don't want to put another red thing in there, right? Oops, I forgot that wasn't one of the old pads and did the whole smash. Oh, what do you think? That will look cute, right? Maybe if I don't put them right next to the green, they'll look even cuter, like that. Well, that wasn't so good. I shouldn't have done two sets of them, huh? Oh well. Should I go for three? Well, here's the other thing I had. I was experimenting with the glimmer paper and cutting out glimmery gumdrops, but so all right, guys, what do you think? Should I spend the time to cut out my glimmery gumdrops? Let's see what I got for colors here. I had, let's see, green, blue, and red. Should I do that and not do the stamped ones like that? I really do like the glimmer. I think I'm going to do that. So let's see, can I cover up any of these? I could. No to what? No glimmer? I can cover these right up, you guys. Cute like they were. Glimmer. Okay, we're taking a vote, guys. I need everybody to tell me, do you want glimmer gumdrops? What I would do is only do 3, but I have to do 4 on this card because I did that boo-boo. There. Lay a few over the blue. Oh, okay. Like leave the blue showing, but just kind of do this. I don't like that. I'm sorry. Well, I think I'm going to see how much time I have. If I have time to do a couple, what I would do is just have them do 2. So I'd have them do a red and a blue, maybe like that. I wouldn't cover all the blue. Cover the blue. No on the mix. Okay, so if I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll have to figure that one out. But this card's gonna go like that because I already did it and I saved that word. So, all right. So let's clean up and I'll bring my cards back in. I got to get my tray ready. If I don't have to die cut those glimmer ones, then I prefer not to, but I don't want to do. I should have just done 2 gumdrops. Know when to stop. That's what the key is. All right. So, let me get my cards. so you guys can see what we made tonight. Oh, they're right here. So we've got some fun holiday cards and a nice tag to go with it. Actually, let me move this paper here so we get nice background and stuff. I need to take a picture of these because I didn't have time to do. Oh, let them choose it for the class. You know, sometimes it's hard. They take a long time to make a decision. Just saying. All right. So there's my cards. I know I got to stop fiddling with them. There we go. Just like that. There. I'm pretty happy with that, you guys. And I think my people will be happy on Saturday too. All right. Anne says 2 red gumdrops stamped. I agree. I think the blue is what is throwing that completely off. So I might have to, I don't know what I'm going to do to fix that. Okay, you guys. So thank you for coming along and stamping with me tonight. As I said, this is for my in-person class on November 22nd. And I will have these cards on my blog as well. And they were really easy to make. So, and then if anybody is looking for one of the tag kits of the Nutcracker, let me know. And after my class on Saturday, if I have any left over, I'd be happy to sell you one. So just let me know if you need one, and then we can mail it out to you because that did make a cute card and the tags. So anyway, you guys, I hope to see you soon and look for my Sunday morning. I will be stamping my craft along. It's at 10 a.m. Eastern, and just bring what you're working on and we can craft along together. And I'm going to be doing my my card class in the mail. I've got my tutorial all done. Let me show you what it looks like real quick. If I can find it. Oh, I got it. This is my tutorial. So this tutorial, oh, I'm holding it under the camera. Hold on. All right, so this is my tutorial for my Christmas tags and more. Craft Your Happy Mail for December. So this is available for free to my team, the tutorial, and it's available to customers for free if, well, so the card kit, I sell just the tutorial and I sell the whole card kit. And the whole card kit looks like, it's going to look, well, I don't have one put together yet because I was still working on them. But you're going to get one of the sheets. This is what one of the things looks like. You're going to get one of the readings for you sheets. You get your flaps for your envelopes, one bow that's already tied, and a whole strip of the embellishments, plus everything to make these 3 cards. And it's all cut for you, ready to go. And this particular card class, because we're using the greetings for you, has no stamping on it, inside or out. So this is a really great class for last minute cards. So look for that. I'm going to pre-record it, and it's available to customers. The card kit, pretend there's 3 cards in here too. Card kit cards. You get this. This can be purchased for $24.95, and that includes the shipping, and or it's free with a $60 online purchase in my Stampin' Up store, kathyschmitt.stampinup.net, on in December. Okay, so let me come back again. So yeah, let me know, and you'll see it on my blog too. I have to get that all on my blog and pre-recorded before Sunday night. So that's it. Guys, have a great Thanksgiving if I don't talk to you before then, but I hope to see you on Sunday crafting with me. And take care. Thanks for coming. Give me a thumbs up if you can, please, and share. I appreciate it. Thank you all for coming tonight.